Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Coldlight Guild Chronicles. Here we have our usual players. We have Tim, Gareth, and
Hello.
Mason,
My dick
who were
hurt.
all present in our last meeting. So there won't be any new characters, unfortunately. The rest of the guys have bailed on us,
They have other pressing matters to attend to,
like sleep or a birthday party.
or
Anyway,
birthday party.
the birthday party is acceptable.
Sleep is not.
Sleep is
Sleep
for
is
the
for the
weak.
God. I'm pretty weak then because I like sleep.
Okay, so uh, does anybody want to give a recap of what happened last episode?
I
We
think
had
Gareth
pork
is
for
our
dinner.
recapper.
Okay, so we're gonna stick with Gareth as the recapper.
Yep.
Yeah, sure, why not? All
That
right.
sounds
So
wonderful.
the recap was we met up at the guild. We got our lovely, nifty magical amulets that allow us to communicate with each other, considering none of us speak common. So
You're welcome.
understanding each other was kind of a stretch for everyone except for me. And after that, we decided to go hunt down some wild boars.
Yeah, we got to see a razor blade in action. Multiple razor blades in action.
Yeah. Mason's character, i.e., the razor blade on feet, decided to munch his way through a boar and a half. Meanwhile, I was just area blasting everything, and by the time we were done, we had 3 dead boars and 1 boar popsicle.
I did a
So,
lot of yelling and some shitty arrow shots.
yeah. Did you actually hit anything that?
No, he didn't hit. I don't think he hit anything with his bow and arrow, but he did wrestle the biggest
I did.
boar.
Hey, there we go.
I did.
So it's not like he didn't do anything. He wrestled that guy pretty well.
Yeah.
You grappled him. That was the highlight of
Yeah.
your battle there. You went after the big guy.
To hell with this.
Okay, and I think we ended with everybody back at the Coldlight Guild talking to Felix, our taskmaster slash bartender, if you will.
Yeah,
Yep.
and our latest epic conquest was displayed in the stained glass window of the guild hall.
Yes, the magic stained glass window that shows everybody kind of what anybody in the guild is doing on quests at the moment. Okay. So starting from there, is there anything you guys want to do before speaking with Felix to get another quest, or do you guys need to go shopping? Do you need to go out and
Probably
see
need
the
to take a
city?
nap.
Need to take a nap? You want to take a bit of a rest?
Yeah, a little
Uh,
nap.
I'm
I-
okay with them taking a rest. There's a minor bit of prep work I want to do before we do our next mission.
I'd like to go hit the town. Go to a shop.
I have a feeling it's going to take a little bit to cook up my chunk of a chunk of hog there.
So your chunk of hog you gave to Felix, and he had that taken down to the kitchen. So that is being cooked. Felix looks at the rest of you, and he looks at Opprobrium and says, "You mentioned you wanted to get some rest."
Yeah.
Okay. He hands everybody. To everybody he hands a. They're all identical looking keys with tags of room numbers on them. And he says, "You guys can use these rooms as at your discretion."
I'll give him a nod and put mine in a pouch.
I'll actually pull out a key ring like you'd see on a bosun's key ring, and I'll clip it to that.
I'm just taking mine upstairs.
Okay. You guys are all free to do what you want, and whenever you want to, we'll just meet back up at Felix. So, Aprobi, since you're just going to go take a rest, we'll leave you to do that. Avito, you wanted to do what? Wait on your food?
Seeing as how I've got a little time, I'm gonna pull out my pack and I'm gonna pull out 3 small vials of water and some sheets of parchment, and I'm going to start using some of my skills.
No goody.
That's not that bad
Yeah.
yet.
All right. Then,
I
Krim,
don't-
you said you wanted to hit the town,
Yeah.
and go shopping. Where do you want to go?
After I walk out, is it still like middle of the day or
It's getting closer more to evening time.
okay?
Shops are
Well,
still open. People are still walking around. It's still a fairly well lit. It's a fairly well lit city.
okay,
They keep everything pretty clean, and you see there's a couple of folks going up to gas lanterns and lighting them in preparation for the evening time.
okay. Well, I'm gonna make my way to an armory or a weapon shop or something like that.
Already, just to give you a heads up, there is a blacksmith that works for the Coldlight Guild specifically.
I'd rather go in town.
Fair enough. He doesn't take you too long to find. You just kind of follow signage and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You come across one that has the anvil, a sword, and a hammer on the
Mhm.
sign, and that kind of gives you the idea of that might be a blacksmith.
Okay. I'll make my way over there, see what he's doing.
It's an open forge, so there's not really much of a like a door or anything. It's kind of just a walk up and watch, or walk up and interact.
I'll go watch for a minute, just to kind of see.
All right, all right. What's going on here?
Figured I'd go ahead and drop you what I'm doing. It's not going to take me more than an hour to do this.
Infuse. All right. Infuse potions. Produce magic potions. Spend 10 minutes focusing your magic on a vial of mundane water, and expend a spell slot to transform it into a potion. Once you have expended a spell slot to create a potion, you cannot regain that slot until the potion is consumed or after 1 week. Okay, so are you creating? What do you got? Healing potions, I guess.
Uh, let's see. I'm going to create a. Oh, hang on, let me check my spell slots here real quick. Make sure I do this right. All right, so I need to burn the effective spell slot in order to create the potion. So what I'm going to do. Level 2. I am simply going to create 2 potions of healing. So that'd be level 1 spots. And
And then your scroll.
for the scrolls, one spell chosen from those you know. Okay. So for the scrolls, I am going to do. Oh, where is it? I am actually going to create a single scroll of Fireball.
Okay.
So
All right.
I will not be able to regain those until they are used. So that limits my spell slots, but gives me basically a item use instead.
Okay. So we'll get back to that later. We'll get back to Grim.
All right.
Okay.
Sorry. So you are looking at a um, you're looking at a humanoid rhino.
Okay.
So he's got the classic big leather kind of apron going on. He's covered in black soot, and he's working on a sword
Okay.
as you walk up.
I will go up there. I'll look at him for a minute or two, just kind of admire his work, and then I'll raise a hand.
He'll stop pounding on the hot metal sword and look up at you. Says, "Aye,
Hello, good sir.
and what can I help you with?
Arrows.
I got plenty of them.
How much do you charge
Depends on the arrow.
for a longbow? And I'm
Uh,
gonna
lo-
hold mine out.
longbow arrows. I can do 3 for a silver.
Okay. I would like 6 if possible.
Not a problem." And he'll walk over to his. He just has these. He has like 4 or 5 different barrels of just like uh, and you can kind of see that they kind of range from like shoddy arrows all the way up to
Mhm.
like pristine kind of arrows. And he'll reach for like one in the middle, and
Okay.
he'll grab out 6 and he'll bring them over to you.
Nice. I'll look at him and be like, "Thank you very much."
Aye.
Any recommendations on armor for somebody like me?
He'll take a look at you and he'll look you up and down. Uh, you're a ranger, aren't you?
I am.
He'll be wanting something quiet.
Something durable, something that may deflect a dagger or two.
Hmm. What, out of character, what are you currently wearing right now, Tim?
Scale mail.
Scale mail?
Yeah.
That's Is that better or worse than chainmail?
Equivalent, I think.
So you're wanting to upgrade?
Yeah, my armor class is a 14 right now. I'd like to get that a little higher.
Actually, I think scale mail might be better quality than chainmail. Hang on.
Well, hang on. I'll look at him and be like, "Look, the armor that I have is suitable, but I'd just like a little more protection, if possible, and to give me the ability to move as silently as possible. But being quiet isn't entirely what I'm interested in. I'm more interested in protection."
Hey, Tim.
Yeah.
Scale mail is 1 higher than chain.
Okay.
It's 14 plus dex.
What goes above the chain or a scale mail?
Above scale mail, spiked, then breastplate, and then half plate. And after that, you hit heavy armor.
I'll look at a helmet would add an additional point, right?
That's the indiscretion on that one. I know leather does.
Ian?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll look at him and be like that. Look, if you can't do anything with this, how about a helmet? Like a skull cap or something like that that can fit around my horns.
He'll take a look at your horns and he'll go back and forth, like kind of turn his head each way, and he'll say, "I wait right here." And he'll actually go inside of his shop,
Mm-hmm.
which there's not like a customer entrance to this. This is just a kind of him thing,
Yeah.
storage room and stuff. He'll go in there and he'll look around, and you'll hear clanks and bangs and the odd curse word or two.
Okay.
And he'll come back out, and he's holding um, it's a helmet. So the sides are open,
Mm-hmm.
so they'll slide over your horns with no problem.
Okay.
Um, you see in the middle of it, there's this kind of like this big mohawk kind of feathers and things.
Mm-hmm.
And in the front, it comes down into to what looks like two teeth or two like boar tusks.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll sit over you and over your head and everything, and it'll cover, and it'll add another one to your
Okay.
armor class.
I'll hold my hand out for it.
He'll place it in your hand, and he'll say, "Try that on."
I'll take a look at it, heft it around, knock on it, and
It seems sturdy enough.
I'll go ahead and clamp it on.
Uh, Give me call above or below for me to see if it fits just right or it fits a little loose.
Above.
Below.
Fair
All
enough.
right. So it is a little loose on you. It seems
Mhm.
like it was made for somebody who is a little bit bigger than you.
Okay.
You could still wear it, but you might have to put a strap or two on it.
I'll look at him and be like, can you attach a strap?
Oh, aye, that's no problem at all.
I'll take it off, pull let me see here. I'll ask him how much.
For that piece, that was actually a commission piece, but then he never came and picked it up. I was gonna charge him about 20 gold for it, but for you, I'll do 10.
I'll look at it and be like, I can do 10. I'm going to pull my short sword out, cut the feathers off, and hand it to him. Please add the strap.
Fair enough, and he'll go and do the strap for you. And it's just a simple strap that just goes right underneath your chin.
That's fine.
And he adds a little what looks like a little rhino's head that he stamps into the leather
Okay.
of the strap just to show that it's kind of his piece,
Okay.
and then he'll hand it back to you.
I will look at it, put it on, tighten the strap, and I'll look to him for approval.
Ah, it looks like it was honestly made for you now.
Very good, sir. I appreciate it, and I thank you.
Hey, Tim.
Hmm.
Minor adjustment. A chain shirt is lower than scale mail. A full set of chain mail is actually higher than scale mail.
Okay. I'm good with the helmet for now.
Okay.
So that raises your armor class to 15.
Yeah.
Okay. So go ahead and add the. You can
Already
call it
did.
whatever. Okay, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, just now the it's pretty much just like what you said, right? It's a skull cap with the strap, had the feathers on, but I cut the feathers off. And what about the boar tusks? Are they like right
So
here coming
your
out?
no, so they'll actually extend past your because you're a minotaur. You have that snout, right?
Yeah,
So they'll come down a little bit and they'll come out like it's part of your teeth, is what it looks like.
I see. I
Ki-
see.
It gives you more of like a menacing kind of look.
Fair enough. Okay. I'll thank him and I will turn and walk and kind of look around and look for like what's going on with the people around me. That's what I'm the most curious about.
Um, Everybody around you just seems to be going through their daily routines. You see people carrying hay over their shoulders, buckets of water,
Hmm.
other shoppers and travelers. You see you'll get a glimpse or two of an occasional guild member passing by, which you can
Okay.
tell via the arm ringlets.
I'll watch them as they go and give a curt nod.
They don't seem to pay you too much mind. And that's mainly because of your position right now, as you're just a fletchling in in the
Sure.
guild. But they'll look at you, but they won't look at you with disgust.
Got it. Okay. If I am done there, I think alchemy shop or herbalist or something like that is next on my list.
There happens to be an herbalist almost across the street.
There I go. I'm gonna take the helmet off though and kind of run the strap through my a belt loop or something like that, so the helmet hangs to my side.
Okay. As you are you going in or are you inspecting the front?
Oh, I'm gonna go in.
Okay. On the inside, you see she's much older. She is wearing like long, flowing green and gold trimmed gowns
Mm-hmm.
and robes. She is a uh, I don't want to say Khajiit because that's Skyrim thing, but a cat person.
Okay, fair enough.
She's much older. She has a lot of gray in her face.
Mm-hmm.
She looks up at you and she says, "Welcome, welcome, welcome to my shop."
I'll nod to her and say thank you. I'm looking for potions. Do you do that?
I wouldn't be here if I didn't, my dearie.
Fair enough.
Real quick, out of character, how is the voices coming through, guys?
Just fine.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
you're doing good.
All right, resume.
I'm gonna look to her and be like, I need the typical, and I'll show her the bracelet.
Ah, you've come to try out for the Coldlight.
I guess it would appear so.
I haven't seen you around here before. I can only assume you've come to try.
I think the bracelet says that I'm in farther than most.
And the bracelets are easier to get, dearie. The tunic is what you want.
I see. Well, what do you recommend for someone like me, someone as fresh and as new?
Oh, you're after healing potions for sure.
For sure, but
Well,
maybe a surprise or two.
ah, you'll want the back room. And she'll motion for you to come through, and there's
I'll follow.
like a wall of beads, and that she just kind of walks through.
I'll put one horn through, push the beads aside, and then use my hand to push the others.
It takes your eyes a minute to adjust because it is a bit darker in here.
Mm-hmm.
But on the walls, it's a fairly small stock room, but it's big enough for the two of you.
Okay.
Um, and it's got your typical healing and uh, kind of like your spell restore kind of potions and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
She'll reach up and she'll grab one, and she'll
Healing
hold.
potion.
We'll get to that.
Okay.
But she'll grab one of of a kind of a muddy color,
Mm-hmm.
kind of a muddy yellowish color almost.
Okay.
She'll pull that down and she'll look at it and she'll go, "This one I think will help you."
And what would this be?
Well, it wouldn't be a surprise if I told you, would it?
I'm not gonna take it if I don't know what it does.
Skepticism. That's my
Safety.
favorite. Well,
I
I wouldn't do anything to go against the guild. The guild is what built the town. My shop would be gone without the guild. Many adventurers come in here looking for my wares.
well, that may be feline, but if I were to take just some random potion an old cat handed me, I wouldn't be in line to join this guild now, would I?
Maybe. Maybe. She's letting your insults pass her by. She's
I'm not insulting. I'm just being matter of fact. I'm keeping decorum. I'm keeping respect, but I'm letting her know.
She'll
I'll just say it. Skepticism and caution has kept me alive this far.
well, curiosity hasn't killed this cat yet, dearie.
It may be, but you don't seem to have as many lives as you used to.
I'll
And
have
I'll
you.
do that more coy than anything else.
And she'll look at you and she'll just shake her finger at you and says, "Oh, you're a wit one." But I'll
So I've
tell
been
you.
told.
But I'll tell you. Uh, this happens to be. This happens to be a potion of stone skin.
Interesting.
This one will help your defense. This one will protect you in your dire needs.
What does that mean?
Should anything happen, if you feel like you're about to take a killing blow, or if you are about to be mortally wounded, you simply smash this over you, and it will protect you.
I'll take that.
It is quite expensive. It's very rare, very hard to make. I only have the two.
What is the expense?
She'll look at you, and she says, "Normally I don't do this, but since you're so witty," she'll say, for you I will do 15. 15 gold.
I think I can do that.
Aye. And how many healing potions would you like?
4
Perfect. Perfect. So 20 even
for everything.
for everything.
I'll mull it over for a minute, then reach into my pouch and pull out 20 gold for her.
She'll put everything in its own into a burlap bag for you.
Mm-hmm.
One that you can simply just hook on your belt.
Okay.
And she'll say the bag is no cost.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
You're most welcome. Remember, you need not drink it. Simply smash it over you.
How much does the potion heal? The healing potion?
What does standard healing potions do?
Was it
What, like
1d8?
Hang on.
I think 1d8. And
for
what's that
this?
other potion?
It's
Yeah.
a potion of stone skin. So there's help me out, Mason. There's a spell that is stone skin, isn't there?
I can find it. Okay. All right. I'm good. I will look at her and I will again I'll be like, "Thank you very much for your time. May rocking chairs never be in your nightmares."
She'll laugh heartily at that, and she'll say, "I hope to see you again.
Oh, I'm sure you will.
I hope so."
I'll walk out.
Okay.
Make my way back to the guild.
All right. And Mason, you're still asleep. Mason, approve.
Yep, I'm asleep.
You're asleep. And Avito, you're finishing up with your scrolls.
Yeah, with just doing the 3, it's only going to take me 30 minutes.
Okay, are you doing that in your room, or are you doing that out on like a table at the bar?
I'm sitting there, mug in one hand, parchments out, vial sitting in front of me, quill out, and if anybody looks at me cross, I'm just gonna glare at them and let energy crackle around me to just fuck off kind of vibe.
You're not getting any like glaring looks. Everybody kind of just watches what you do for a few minutes, and then they go back to their drinks or their food or in conversations. It's not something that they're too unfamiliar with.
Once I'm done, I'm just going to roll up the parchment, pocket the 2 vials, drain my tankard, look at the bartender, and say another.
Felix will come to refill your mug, and as he's doing that, he's also bringing you your hunk of meat that has been cooked for you.
I'll say that's what I call timing.
Felix will say, "Of course, our cook Lampart is very, very good. He's excellent at what he does. He keeps everyone fed here. We could not ask for a better cook."
All right, let's see what he's got, and then I'm going to whip out a knife and I'm going to carve into it and see what it's like.
So your hunk of boar meat has been perfectly cooked. I mean, the outside is just crunchy. It's got that sweet, if you scrape your knife across it, that sweet scrape sound. Everything in the middle is just a perfect medium rare. And it's tender, very, very tender. And when you take a bite of it, you don't taste the boar anymore. Like, it's not like that tough, gamey kind of meat. It's been seasoned, and it kind of like melts in your mouth. It's If you were to almost just kind of take it in your hands and squish it, it would just fall apart.
Oof.
You calm down there, Tim.
Sounds good.
He'll look to the bartender and he says, "Yeah, definitely keep your chef." And then he's just going to go to town on it.
All right. He is on that plate that he's also brought your hunk of meat. He's also brought you a loaf of bread. He assumed that you would make sandwiches or something like that with it.
At this point, he has bypassed the knife once he's checked the meat, and he's just stabbed it straight in, and he is picking up and just biting in and ripping chunks off. I mean, table manners have gone completely out the window at this point.
Krim, as you walk back up the steps and open the door, you see Avito just tearing into this just hunk of meat at the table.
If you've ever seen like a large lizard go after a chunk of meat, this is what this looks like. I mean,
What kind of race are you again?
Half dragon.
Half dragon. Okay.
So,
I'm making my way up to his table, and if I see Felix, I'll raise a finger up for some ale.
He looks at you and he nods, and he has the Eric Cochran girl bring you a new cup.
Are you
full of mead?
Are you actually sitting next to me?
Yeah, I'm gonna sit across from you at your table.
Fair enough. I'll eye you for a second, slow down, and then I'll kind of begrudgingly I'll pull out the knife, slice a chunk off that I haven't bitten, and slide it to you.
I'll look at it and I'll look at you and be like, "Thank you, I appreciate that," and I'll grab it with my hand and go to work.
You taste the seasonings, the tenderness, the juices are just sliding down the back of your throat, and
I'll point to the bread that's sitting there and I'll just kind of motion.
He'll just wave it over.
I'll grab a piece of that too.
the bread is very kind of like a sourdough.
Mm-hmm.
It's very soft,
Okay.
very flavorful.
I'll after I finish eating the bread, I'll unhook the helmet and I'll set it on the table, and I'll look at Avito, and as I'm chewing the rest of the boar, I'll be like, "So, what do you think of all this?"
He'll swallow the chunk of meat he was chewing on, take a
like a
drop.
lizard.
Well, yeah, you gotta get that head tossed back as the chunk goes down, and then he chugs a bit out of his mug. He'll look back to you and he'll go. Seems like some
Getting
pretty
feedback.
standard. Seems like pretty standard as far as initiations go. At least this way, it's not 2 men enter, 1 man leaves.
I've seen a few of our brethren out on the streets. I get no acknowledgement save for a glance, so it appears we are at the bottom of whatever totem pole they have.
He'll chuckle at that and he'll say, "We're only at the bottom because we're starting."
That's true.
He'll look around the guild hall and he'll uh, uh, check some of the competition. And he'll say, "Some of these people in here we could probably take."
I don't know if we necessarily have to worry about that too much. I think it's more about a respect thing than anything else.
Can you guys both roll me a perception check, please? 13 is what you want to beat.
Perception?
Yes, please.
Yep.
With an 8G, that's a no for you, and
Fuck no.
a 7
Man,
for you, no.
We're
these idiots
engaged in
aren't
our
perceptive
conversation.
at all.
Not
Do what?
perceptive at all.
Yeah, not at all. We're too busy talking.
All right, continue if you guys are going to continue.
I'll take another piece of bread after I finish what chunk of boar he gave me.
So as you guys are sitting there enjoying the chunk of boar and bread, your mead cups are still being refilled regularly. You
I'm
start to
not
note.
drinking fast. I'm drinking kind of moderate, almost slow.
Fair enough. You can turn the Eric Crocker waitress,
Oh, if she comes
away
back
if you
and
want
it's
to.
not ready yet, I'll put a hand right over the cup.
And she doesn't pressure or anything like that. She simply watches and walks away.
My guy won't be drinking as much right now because he'll be kind of watching around. But he would have already had like at least a good glass and a half at this point.
Yeah, I've had about a glass.
It's not terribly strong mead, not enough to get you drunk off of one, especially with guys your size.
I'm going to look at Avito and be like, where's our finned friend?
The funny thing is, he went upstairs to sleep. I figure he would have gone out back to the water.
Interesting.
As you guys are talking, and it's getting later and later into the night, more and more of the guild mates are either going upstairs or down.
Mm-hmm.
You assume to their rooms to go to sleep and rest for the night.
I'll take my cue, finish my ale, grab another piece of bread, and I'll be like, well, I'll see you in the morning.
Aye, that you might.
All right, and I'll go. I'll go to my room.
He'll polish off the rest of the board, and he'll sit back for a while and just watch the guild hall. He'll watch the stained glass, see if it changes, and he'll also be watching the people that are still in the hall and what they're doing.
There's only one or two guys still sitting in the hall. They're not sitting together, they're sitting opposite, and they're doing the same thing that you are, just kind of mulling over their food and thinking about their days or past quests or anything like that. The stained glass window has changed a couple of times. You still see your slaying of boars up there in the small corner. You see um, a fire being put out by a couple of adventurers. Um, You see one carrying survivors out of a cave. Um, a couple of other ones killing goblins and bears and just rogue animals that needed to be taken down.
Um, since I've been in the hall for a while, have I been able to match some of the people coming in to the ones that are completing the quests?
One or two. If you recall from when you guys first walked in, from coming back from your boars, you saw that there was a scene of a ship being saved from pirates.
That would have been one of the ones I've been on the lookout for.
You see the two that um, you caught glimpse of the two that had walked in from that mural, but with your perception being so low, you didn't put two and two together. So they're already gone.
Of the ones that I've seen come in versus the scenes up on the board, do the ones in the window seem fairly low level?
So the ones that are about so if you look at your mural, the ones that the three of you did fighting the boar, you notice it is quite small. Still noticeable, but it is a smaller frame. Um, and you put together that if you're a full-fledged member, you get a bit bigger kind of frame.
That's one of the things I was looking for. The other thing I'm looking for is, are there a lot of small missions going through? Like, is this a weeding out sort of thing going?
So there's like one column of nothing but like small frame stuff. It's probably about like 4 or 5 of them. You've not seen anybody from any of those smaller frames come through the guild yet.
So either those missions are further out, or not all of them met with success.
Or they simply decided to stay out and not come back just yet. Or they're already in their rooms. Again, with your conversation with Krem, you didn't take notice of like you didn't match anybody up between the window and who was actually in the guild.
All right. After a while of watching, I'll look to the key that's on my belt, and then figure out which room I've got.
It's actually right in the middle between Krem's room and Aprobi's room.
Fair enough. I'm gonna go inside. What's in there?
In there is just a simple cot with a bucket of water and kind of like a shelf and a couple of hooks to like hang equipment and stuff on. It's a fairly small room. It's mainly just for kind of a crash out, get some rest, and then get back out kind of thing.
Is there like a small desk and a chair?
Yeah, there is one at the small, like far corner from the door.
Is there a window?
In this room, no.
Okay. In that case, I'm taking the chair, shoving it up against the doorknob, and I'm gonna check the room.
You have very little trust.
Read my background.
Just to give you guys a heads up, Aprobi and Krim, your rooms are exactly similar.
Okay.
And it's nothing to do with your rank. It's just Felix actually happened to have 3 rooms available. And he didn't have to put you in the the larger room, which is further downstairs. And in that room, it is nothing but bunk beds.
Ooh.
I would pity the person having to sleep underneath Proby. The dripping of blood and the smell of fish.
So I take it that everybody kind of lays down for the evening.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll.
After you finish safe prepping your room to make sure nobody comes in.
Oh no, I'll be in the bed, but I'll be the bed will be to where my head will be facing towards the door, and there'll be crossbow in my hand already. So, like I said, read my background.
I guess.
I'm a
Okay.
pirate. Get over it.
Okay. So the morning comes. You guys don't know that it is morning because you're in windowless rooms. So another waitress comes and knocks at your doors, not very loudly or anything like that, just to give you a wrap of, hey, it is, you know, it's dawn. Breakfast is starting to be served, and then she walks from Krem's room, relaying that message, and then she walks over to Vito's room. G, give me. We'll do this. Call it above or below.
Above.
Dang,
What the heck?
24 again below. So it so her knock jump scares you, and you pull the trigger
Tonk.
Right into the door.
right into the door. The arrowhead comes uh, not completely out of the door. You do hear a very loud kind of like screech from her,
Way to go.
Perfect.
and she runs right past your room, and she goes to Proby's room, and she just hesitantly kind of like knocks on his and says, "It's dawn. Breakfast is ready." And then she runs back out, back down the hallway.
Jeez.
That's perfect. I was gonna ask if I shot the door when she knocked.
Tonk.
Bonk. So you
I'll
guys,
I'll definitely wake up after having shot the door and she shrieks. So
yeah, she has probably successfully woken up a lot of people in the hall with that. So as you guys get up and start to exit your rooms to go back to the main hall, you start to see a lot more uh, other guild members starting to wake up and head out as well.
I will make my way down to a table where a Proby and a Vito are heading to.
So all of you are in the hall now.
yeah, after I've dunked my head in some water.
Okay, Proby, what about you?
Also in the hall.
Okay. When all of you get to the main hall and get sat down, go ahead and give me another perception check. All three of you. We'll lower it to 11 this time since you're all freshly awake.
Let's see if I have any good shot at that. Hey, right on.
So
Just
G
enough.
with 13, Tim with, geez, Mason 23.
Very perceptive.
Very perceptive in the morning, and Tim with an 11. Awesome. So all three of you guys notice that there are guild members who are wearing them and some are not. But you see tunics, kind of the ones that go around the waist and fall between the legs on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
They are of the same blue color of the guild, and on the middle of it is the Coldlight symbol, which is just that light blue flame, that kind of like icicle look.
Mm-hmm.
Um, from this, you guys can tell that these guys are fully fledged members of the guild.
Okay.
Is there more or less people here than there were the first day we arrived?
There are in the morning here. There are actually more.
Hmm.
Simply because it's early dawn morning and not everybody has gotten up and gotten out. As you guys are sitting at your tables, you're looking around and you notice on the job board that it has been cleared away of any jobs, and currently standing at the board is that same waitress that Vito scared the ever living crap out of. But she is pitting pinning pieces of paper up onto the board.
She's an Aarakocra, right? Do her feathers look slightly ruffled?
So this is a different waitress. The first one that you guys met was an Aarakocra. This one is a female feline.
Younger or older than the one I met?
She is definitely much younger than the one you met,
Okay.
Krim. But you notice that she kind of has similar colors in her fur to the one that you
Mhm.
met.
Like
As
same fur pattern and all that stuff?
yes, but not
Okay.
as much gray.
Got it. I'll
She
make
is
a mental note of that.
she is as she's finishing up with the job, she turns around and she announces to the hall, and she says, "The jobs are ready." And she walks back to the back behind the bar, kind of waiting. You start to see guild members get up, and they walk over to the board, and they start taking down jobs.
I'll look at Aprobi and Vito and be like, "You mind if I pick today?"
I'll look to you and I'll say, "Go for it."
I'll look at Aprobi.
I probably will just nod.
I'll get up and make my way over there.
Uh, so as you're looking at the board is separated into kind of like newbie member,
Mm-hmm.
experienced member, and then like veteran style jobs.
Okay.
Up in the newbie stuff, which is the only things that you guys can handle right now. You see one that says goblin clearing,
Okay.
and then you see another job that says missing nobleman's daughter.
I'm going to look at the experienced section.
Um, there's one that says there's a bounty for a pirate lord.
Okay.
There's one for a um, overthrowing of a town
Okay.
of a corrupt a corrupt general that took over
Mm-hmm.
a small town further to the south. And then there's another one that says just mercenaries wanted.
I'm going to take the goblins one from the newbie section and take the mercenaries one from the experienced section.
Okay.
I'm going to walk to the table. I'm going to set the goblin one down and slide it in front of both of them. And I'll be like, well, there's this for our level.
Vito will look at it and say, "Goblins are shit. We can eliminate them in mass."
But there's also this. I swiped it from the experience section, and I'll set that on the table too.
Hey, Tim,
Yeah.
above or below?
Below.
Nice. Okay. So as you said that you swiped it from the experience section, uh, you got a sidewards glance from somebody wearing one of those tunics.
Okay. I'll look directly at him.
He's one of the Luxodons, one of the elephant
Okay.
style guys. He towers over you.
Cool. Is he coming toward me?
He's starting to.
Right on. I'll turn and face him.
He'll he'll put his hands to his hips and kind of he'll puff out that large belly that he has.
Mm-hmm.
And you see that he's got the two long tusks, and both of them have sharpened points
Mm-hmm.
that have been, where like a steel tip goes over something.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not his actual tusks about halfway down, but a covering of steel that has been implanted
Got
on
it.
them. He looks at you and goes, "I heard you had a veteran quest."
Is that a problem?
Now, those aren't for you.
Who determines that? You?
I'm not the one to want to be trifled with, little one.
I see. Well, I'm going to grab the paper and I'm going to hold it up. It says mercenaries wanted. Looks like there's 3 of them sitting right here. Unless you're going to put a stop to that?
Again, I'm not the one to trifle with. I'm not him. And he'll turn and he'll look towards the waitress
Hmm.
standing behind the bar, and he'll kind of motion for her. And she'll pause what she's doing with the current guild member who's standing before her, and she'll walk over to you guys and say, "What's the problem, gentlemen?"
Well, it appears that Mr. Steel Tusks has an issue with mercenaries. I'd like
Uh,
that cleared up.
and she'll look between the 2 of you, and she'll ask, "May I see the papers, please?"
I'll hand it to her.
Uh, just the one or the both of them?
Both of them.
She'll look at them, and she'll look at the goblin slaying quest, and then she'll look at the mercenaries wanted question. She'll look at you, and she'll notice that you don't have a tunic on, and he does. And she says, "Well, I'm terribly sorry, but the veteran quests are for the veteran members of the guilds, and you will not be able to accomplish this quest."
I see. So we're good enough to mop things up, but not good enough to join along with the mercenaries. I understand. And I'll take the goblin quest out of her hand and I'll turn around. I'll completely ignore the elephant and I'll sit down.
Okay. A Vito and a Proby, since you guys are sitting across from Krem and his back is to the elephant and the waitress, you'll notice that he doesn't even take the quest from her. He just returns back to his table, and she goes and takes the quest and pins it back up on the board.
I'll look to both of them and be like, now we know status. We can't do anything on that experience table until we finish these things.
All right, then. So if we're going to finish these things, it says we're supposed to take care of some goblins. Does it mention how many, where they are?
I'll look at the paper.
Ian,
Yes,
are there rules against like infighting in the guild?
there are.
Damn.
Uh, if you guys would like to ask somebody who knows about that, they can explain them to you.
Nah.
Okay. But there are rules against fighting in the hall.
Oh, just
In the
in the hall?
in the guild, there are rules against fighting.
Alright, so
But
it's the Continental, but outside the doors.
if you would ask somebody, you might find out something. I don't know how much bigger of a hint I have to drop on that one, but anyway, Krem and Avito, as you're looking at the paper, it doesn't say how many goblins need killing. It all it says is that there is someone in the town of uh, uh, I'm trying to say it so it'll sound correct coming through. Blorgon.
Okay.
In the town of Blorgon, there is somebody that needs help exterminating goblins, and there is the coin symbol is tripled at the bottom.
I'll tap the triple coin thing at the bottom. I'll say at least this one should pay well.
I'm okay with that.
Hey, Ian.
Yeah. telepathically speak with any creature you see within 30 feet of you. Okay. Who are you wanting to talk with?
The Loxodon.
Okay.
I'm going to mimic. Sorry, Tim. What's your character's name?
Creme.
Krem. I've got to get that copy down. I'm
It's
gonna.
right there on the screen.
CREM.
Yeah, you know me. I've got to have it written down so I can know whose is whose.
Oh my
But
God.
I'm gonna mimic Krem's voice, and I'm just gonna have it say "punk ass bitch."
Roll me a performance check. Let's get 13 or higher.
Wow, starting fights.
I'm not doing anything.
You guys are dicks. All right. Shit. I don't have a Luxodon pulled up for you guys to fight, you
You're just gonna have to wing it, buddy.
assholes. All right.
I can pull it up real quick.
Hold. Nah, I got it. As he hears this, he slams down his tankard of mead, and he
Turn to look.
Oh yeah, it's noticeable. Everybody stops to look and see what's going on, and he turns around and he jumps out of his chair, and the chair falls back to the ground. And he turns around and he looks at Krem and he says, "Do you have a problem with me?"
I will stand up and twist that chair lickety split and be like, no, actually, I didn't up until just now when the sugar came spitting out of your mouth.
Nah, making jokes, are you?
Am I now?
First
I thought
you
I was
call me
spitting facts.
First you call me a punk ass bitch, and now you spitting
Wait a
jokes at
minute.
me.
I never said that.
I heard it clear as day.
Is that so?
That is so.
With those big ass ears, I'm surprised you can hear what's standing right in front of you.
Hey, Ian.
What?
Have I heard one of the voices that's near the table around him?
Yeah.
I'm gonna sound like one of those voices in his head, and I'm gonna egg him on. Come on, man. You gonna let him talk to you like that?
Performance check, good sir. 14 or higher this time.
God, I hope you get a nat 20 on this. oh, close. Getting better.
The Lux, the Luxodon hears his buddy egging him on, and he looks at Krem and he says, "With these years, I heard your mama get up this morning."
That's funny because my mom was sleeping with your dad last night, making sure that we were related.
Damn.
He
I'm gonna
looks
look at him and be like, "Is there anything else, or can we go kill some fucking goblins?"
knowing that he has been outwitted. He looks at you and he says, "Yeah, you go kill those goblins, because that's all you're good for.
At the moment,
When you
what you
grow a set of balls big enough to take me on for real, I'll see you on the roof."
I will start to take 2 steps toward him, pull the short sword out of its sheath, and throw it right in the middle of the floor. Anytime you're ready, princess. The only thing between you and me is space and opportunity.
Before the sword hits the floor, Felix has stepped in between you. And as you finish that sentence, he looks dead at you, Krem, and he says, "No." Calm as can be, he says, "No, I'm between you." And he says, "I suggest that you both," and he actually looks at the veteran when he says this. He doesn't do what the waitress did and take only the veteran side. He looks at both of you and he says, "Both of you, calm it down." And he looks at Krem and he says, "Is that the quest you're taking?"
I'll put the short sword back in the sheath and I'll be like, "Yes, Dad, it is." And I'll turn around and go back to the table and wait for a Proby and a Vito to get up.
And he looks at the Felix turns around and he looks at the Lexodon and he says, "And your quest." And the Lexodon says, he kind of gets flustered and he's kind of, if an elephant could turn pink, he kind of turned pink.
He can
Look,
blush.
he can blush, looking at Felix, and he says, in a quieter voice, he goes, "I wasn't planning on taking a quest today, Felix." You could hear fear in his voice when he talks to Felix. And Felix goes, "I think you should take one today." And he gets up and he walks over to the Lexodon walks over to the board, and he pulls off the mercenary one, same one that he initially fought over, but didn't want to take. And he walks it over to the waitress and he hands it to her, and she stamps it and gives it back to him. And then him and his two mates walk up and out of the guild.
Okay.
Felix returns back to his position behind the bar.
I'm just sitting at the table with my feet kicked up, sipping my mug, watching this. If you could see my face, I'd be grinning.
Can I notice this?
What, of Vito?
Yeah.
Go ahead, everybody. Do me a favor. Everybody, give me another perception check. 13 to beat.
Oh, 19.
Okay, so you all, Krem, you do notice what Vito is kind of what he's doing.
Yeah,
you
but
all,
does he know what I'm doing?
Yes, he's figured it out at this point with that sly shit-eating grin that you're wearing on your face right now. He can put two and two together.
I didn't do anything. I didn't
all
say anything.
Hold on. All three of you have noticed that Felix, as he's returned back behind the bar, he is putting a giant black and gold battle axe back up behind the bar.
I'll look at that and look back to a Vito, and I'll lean in real close and be like, "Do you feel good about yourself? You almost got me severed in half."
I'll look at him and I'll say, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Let's go.
But I did learn a few interesting things.
Let's go kill some goblins. We'll talk about it on the way.
You say so.
Are you guys getting up to leave?
Well, we got to get the stamp on our paper.
Okay, good. I'm glad somebody was paying attention. Krim, as you walk up to the waitress, she just kind of looks at you, and she kind of gives you that one of those like "I'm sorry" kind of waitress faces.
My face is going to be neutral.
And she stamps your paper and gives it back to you without saying a word.
I'll take it. I'll give a glance at Felix. Respectful glance, but one that is filled with a little bit of attitude, and I'll turn around and walk out.
His face is completely neutral at that point.
Is this the same waitress that woke us up this morning?
It is, yes.
I'll kind of walk up to the bar with the group, and I'll look at her and just kind of, shrug my head to the side sheepishly and say, "Sorry about this morning."
And she looks at you and she goes, "That was you?"
I'll look at her and say, "Yeah, I haven't got my land legs yet."
She kind of flusters, like not knowing what to say, because she knows that you're with Grimm's party, and she doesn't want to piss you off, or she doesn't want to like embarrass herself any further. And she kind of sheepishly says, "No, it's okay. It only frightened me for a moment."
He'll look at her and he'll say, "I do still apologize."
And she'll quietly say, "Thank you."
And he'll look up to the axe hanging above the board and
So, just to give you guys a heads up, that axe is not visible from the floor. You just saw him like take it from below the bar and put it up behind. So the bar is separated, kind of like a
so it's back behind.
right. So like if you were facing Felix, you would see him behind a bar, and then there would be like a roof kind of canopy kind of thing that sits behind him or sits above the bar. So it's like a
Okay, like
it's
where
like a
the
window kind of thing.
it'd be kind of like where they'd store the glasses and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So the axe
Gotcha.
isn't visible to anybody. You guys just all happen to catch a glimpse of him putting it back.
I'll catch Felix and I'll say, "Nice axe," and I'll tip my hat to him on the way out.
He kind of just he looks at you and he just kind of huh, and he goes back to polishing glasses. It wasn't done in a disrespectful kind of way. It was done more of a
He's tired of your shit.
I don't want to talk about it kind of thing.
I understand that.
So, all right,
I am perfectly fine with that answer.
you guys are heading out.
Yeah, I guess so.
Ain't got nothing better to do.
Okay. So Tim,
Mm-hmm.
give me a history check.
History. I got a big fat 0 in it. Yeah, not very smart.
So you unfortunately, with that 7, even though you kind of grew up here on the island of Clayren,
Mm-hmm.
you do not know where Blorhaven is.
Yeah, no clue.
And a Proby and a Vito, neither of you would know where it is either.
All right. So first things first, I'm gonna look at Krem and I'm gonna say, "So, where are we going?"
I'm gonna look for somebody that's walking by. Looks like a traveler.
You catch the eyes of another. Trying to figure out a different race to use here. You actually find another minotaur walking by.
I'll put a hand up. Excuse me, brother.
He'll stop. He was towing a kind of like a wagon behind him.
Mm-hmm.
He'll stop and he'll look and say, "Yes, what can I do for you?"
I'll look back to Avito and be like, "What's the name of that town again?"
You got the ticket. You tell me.
Ian, I'll look at it. What's the name of the town?
It's Blorhaven.
Where's Blorhaven?
The traveler will think for a second and he'll say, Blorhaven. Oh, that's the little town that is south. Yes, that is a 2-day journey to the south.
I thank you.
If you follow the road, you'll find it.
I thank you, and I'll flick him a silver.
Oh, he'll grab it and he'll say, "Thank you," and he'll actually hand you out of his cart a water skin.
I will take that.
I'm gonna take a quick look around. Is there a general goods store?
I'll hand the water skin to a Proby. You'll probably need this more than I will.
Proby?
He'll take it.
Not going to say anything or just take it and put it in your backpack.
Silence is better than his teeth, so I will take that.
That's fair. Avito, you don't see a general store right outside the guild hall.
I will be right back, gentlemen. Please continue.
We'll miss you.
All right. I'm assuming we're gonna continue to head south.
Yes, you'll actually be heading out towards the same gate that you went for the boar killing.
All right. I'm gonna look for like a general goods store on the way out of town. Then
There happens to be one with the next couple of blocks over.
All right, I'm gonna look to the party and I'm gonna say, 1 second. I'm gonna run into the store.
Krem's
Proby.
gonna chew on some dry crackers while he waits.
Okay. Proby, are you waiting with Krim or are you following a Vito inside?
I guess I'm just waiting with Krim.
Okay. So you guys.
I'll offer him a cracker. Huh? You want
Just shake his head.
one? I'll eat it.
So you guys are waiting outside then. So Vito, you walk inside the general store. There are a couple of patrons already in there. You walk in and you see the shopkeeper.
I'm not just walking in. I'm bursting in like a fucking storm, and as soon as I'm through the door, I'm hollering, "Where's the maps?"
Oh my god.
Everybody kind of stops and looks at you like you're crazy.
Uh, I'm gonna lock eyes with the first person behind the counter and just start steamrolling straight towards them.
You.
We have a Karen issue on our hand. All right. So the shopkeeper is the one that you've locked eyes on. Unfortunately, is a shopkeeper apprentice. He he doesn't know what to think of you at the moment. He's kind of bewildered. You notice that he is actually a.
The hell is going on?
What is
Bad
that?
reputation.
That is part of my piracy.
All right, bad reputation. No matter where you go, people are afraid of you due to your reputation. When you are in a civilized settlement, you can get away with minor criminal offenses, such as refusing to pay for food at a tavern or breaking down doors at a local shop, since most people will not report your activity to the authorities. Okay.
Jeez, Gareth.
All right. So the shopkeeper is a young lizard folk kind of character. He's
Please let it be a chameleon and he licks his eye all the time out of nervousness.
all right.
Oh my
I love
god.
it 100%. So it's a chameleon. You see his long tongue just shoot up to his eye really quickly, back and forth a couple of times, and he goes, Yes, 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 yes. The maps are here. The maps are here." And he has a couple of scrolls that are maps of the island of Claren.
I'm gonna snatch him up and I'm gonna walk right out the damn door.
Oh my god.
The shopkeeper boy, he continues to lick his eye nervously, and he looks over to his to the master of the shop, and he goes, I didn't know what to do." And the master of the shop just goes, "It's okay. He just says it's okay," and then he mutters under his breath, "Bloody pirate."
Where's the maps?
Exactly.
Krim and a
I'm gonna.
Proby, you see a Vito walking back towards you with a scroll in hand.
I've snatched up. You said he had a couple of scrolls. I just snatched them all.
What would be a good roll for that?
For what? What are you trying to
Like
do?
a sleight of hand? Is there a sleight of hand?
They're all the same map.
Well, he took them.
I would have been.
His bad
It wouldn't have
reputation.
been sleight of hand. As soon as he said, here's the maps," I'd have just snatched however many he had in his hand.
Well, there's four maps. Three of them happen to be the exact same map,
That's fine with me. What's number 4?
and the fourth one is of another island.
I will pocket that one into my satchel. I will walk up to the rest of the group, toss a scroll at each one of them, say, "Let's go."
I'm gonna look at it. What the hell are we gonna do with this? Beat them like they pissed on the floor?
I'm gonna say, "You're gonna find your way," and I'm gonna unscroll the map and start taking a look at it.
I'm gonna be like, I already know where to go. We go south. I paid the guy that told us.
Yeah, but that was for this mission. What about the next?
Well, we got to make it through this one first.
I don't plan on dying to goblins.
I'm gonna offer him a dry cracker and start walking south.
He'll flick it in his mouth like a chip and just crunch it.
So you guys continue out the door, and you're walking.
Yeah. Nice leisurely stroll.
As you guys get out the gate and start walking, you make it a mile down the road, and that's about the same spot where you guys remember that you had to kill the boars. Um, you notice that the vegetation has started to come up just a little bit more, not look like it's been quite so trampled. It's still trampled, but it's not quite as bad anymore. Um,
Any boars?
no, there's no boars. You guys
We
took care of that
killed them
problem.
all.
Not
Um,
necessarily,
you
but yeah.
you do see over in the forest, you see buzzards still flying around
Yeah,
that
well,
one area. Um, as you guys continue walking, it takes you about 2 days. Um, thankfully, nothing happens between the two nights that you have to stay spending watch and whatnot. And then you come up on this
Whenever I get the
sign.
chance, I'm taking a dip in the river.
Okay.
and when we stop for rests, I'm going to be doing spell work,
Okay.
spell prep.
Um, if I remember correctly from reading those, if you prepare any more,
I'm not preparing any more of those. I've got other spells. I actually have Glyph of Warding, so I'm prepping some warding glyphs.
okay. Um, as you guys make it closer to town, you see the sign. Um, and it's a nice sign. It says Blorhaven across it. It's not like a torn down sign or anything like that. You guys notice that the roads are still maintained and kept.
I'll mention
Um,
that. I'll be like, look, it looks like a nice little town.
um, as you get closer to the town, there's kind of like the tilted spike fence. You know, like somebody would put up to for like invaders or whatnot. There's not an actual wall around Blorhaven, so you can see all of the buildings and everything. Which there's not many, but there is a general shop, an armory, or a blacksmith, uh, the town hall, and several houses and huts scattered around.
People?
Yes, there are several people. Mostly, you notice. What's the thing that somebody did? What is this?
That's me. Like I said, I'm doing spell prep. One of the ones I want to do is find familiar.
Um. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So I rolled a d20 here. So 15. You get a weasel.
Nice.
All right, I will look into that. So,
Okay. So you get a little weasel that has joined with you.
Look at that.
So the Cram, if you notice on the quest paper,
Mm-hmm.
you notice that at the just above the coin, the triple coin symbol, you see it says "Speak with the mayor."
I'll show it to a Proby and a Vito. I'll point to it. Should we let a Proby do the talking?
That's up to you guys.
heck, go ahead. This should be entertaining.
I'll look at a Proby and be like, you want to talk to the mayor?
Sure.
Okay.
I'll start walking forward.
Yeah, I'll walk right behind him.
First person.
The first person that you come across is a frog person.
Yeah. All
Like,
right.
Like
describe
like
what they're
like
doing.
like a bullywog. The bullywog is sitting outside of a hut, just kind of smoking like one of those long pipes, kind of like a Gandalf pipe.
I'm going to make mention. I'm going to be like, they don't look very oppressed or taken over by a town of goblins.
Aprobi will get up there, and when he gets close, he's gonna lick his teeth, like he's hungry.
The
He
bullywog
is.
will look up. The bullywog will look at you and says, "Whoa, now, traveler! Whoa, whoa, whoa! Best not be eating me. I wouldn't taste very good."
Where's your mayor?
The mayor. Well, he's in the town hall, of course. That's where his office is, and it's the town hall is the biggest building in the town. It's just down the road.
He'll lick his lips again, and then just turn towards the town hall and just start heading that way.
I'm going to look at that bullywog and be like, you better not be here when we get back.
He'll still hold up his hands. He'll be like, "No, no, 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 no," and he'll get up and back into his house and just shut the door.
No, your whole family. You have to leave the town.
I'm going to look at Avito and be like, bad reputation, huh? Huh?
I'll look to him and I'll say, "You need some polish to it."
Let's go
Oh,
talk to
before we leave, we're coming back.
I thought I told you.
So you guys get up to the town hall and walk in.
Mm.
Um, it's a standard town hall setting where there's a bunch of chairs and stuff pushed off to the sides. You can tell this is where they hold town meetings and maybe concerts or anything like that. Off to one corner is a rather large desk and a chair. You don't see anybody inside though.
Is there like any doors leading off anywhere else, or?
No, it's one of those like kind of long houses styles. So once you just go into one door, that's pretty much all. It's just pretty much one big room.
While everybody's doing what they're doing, I'm going to turn around and look out the window of like, the wall we just came through.
Perception, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
13 to beat.
Damn perception.
It's probably one of my favorites.
15.
Okay, so Krim, we'll start with you. As you're
I
looking
made a
out the
19.
window, I know, I know. Hold on. Um, Avito, you don't notice anything at the moment. Krim, as you're looking out the window, you see everybody is still kind of like walking normal, doing normal day-to-day chores, chopping firewood, working on the blacksmith is working on whatever. People are selling goods and stuff at stalls in the road. Nothing out of the ordinary catches your eye.
Okay.
Mason, you hear the scratching of a quill, and it's coming from that desk.
I'll start walking over to the desk.
As you're walking over to the desk, and it's becoming clearer and clearer to see to see inside the chair, you notice that there is a goblin sitting there, and he's scratching away at a quill on parchment.
I'm probably gonna cock his head as he approaches.
He stops to look from his scratching, and he looks up, and he catches notice of your arm ringlets, and he says, "You guys, you guys are from the guild. You answered my quest." He's very excited. He actually jumps up on the desk to kind of see you all better.
Turn back and watch.
I'm gonna grab the paper. Probably will turn around and like grab the paper from Krem and look at it. Look at the mayor. Look back at it.
He'll
Look
look at
back
you.
at the mayor.
I'm gonna be as confused as you are.
He'll look at you and he goes, "Now, I know what you're thinking. I do. But I am the honest to truth mayor. My name is Mayor Claclavin."
I the mayor.
All right.
I'll put a hand
no.
on the. Okay, go ahead.
We're changing this game now. We're taking over the town.
I'll look at Evito and be like, "So this is happening, I guess."
No.
I'm gonna say, whoa. Hang on. We eat the mayor, we might not get paid.
And the Mayor Claclavin will look over and says, "Yes, exactly. Him. What he says is true. You will not get paid if you eat me."
I don't know. He hasn't had a whole lot of food today, and that paper says this town's overrun by goblins.
I'm gonna scratch my chin and say, or yesterday, come think of it.
He'll he'll look at
Yeah.
Krim at that comment and he'll say, "Now, that paper didn't say the town was overrun. That paper says we have a goblin problem." You look at the paper and it actually doesn't say anything about a town being overrun by goblins. It just
Probably's
says
gonna lick his lips.
that goblins need to be slain.
I'm going to toss that paper down and be like, "Look, you got exactly 30 seconds before the drool hit from his teeth hit the floor. Once that happens, we have no control over him, so you better get to explaining."
He says, "Very, very, very, very well." He actually pulls up a whistle and he blows it. You actually don't hear anything from it. It's kind of like a dog whistle.
Mm-hmm.
And then he lets it drop down on his chest and he looks at you guys and he says, "Now listen. There's a short trip that you'll have to take shortly to the west of us. There you'll find a cave. In that cave, they are making weapons. The goblins are making weapons. We fear that they are here to try and overtake our town. I was voted in here. I won the popular vote. The people here love me. I grew up in this town. I am not like those filthy cave dwellers."
I'm going to look at a Proby and a Vito and be like, "I'll be right back." And I'm going to walk out the door.
All right. Well, Krim walked out. Where are you going, buddy?
I am going to go find the first townsfolk I can find.
So as you're walking out the door, you
It's a
happen to
blue one.
notice.
Yeah, pretty much.
You happen to notice that there are two dog-style humanoids.
Okay.
Kind of like,
Knowles?
all right, Knowles. Thank you. Yep.
I'm gonna walk right up to him and I'm gonna be like, "Hey, do you guys live here?"
They are fully armored in guards scale mail and stuff with spears, and they just noticed that you walked out of the town hall, and they'll levy the spears at you, and they'll say, "What are you doing here?"
Whoa. Do you live here?
They'll say, "Yes, we do live here, and we guard this town."
Is that so?
That is so.
I'm gonna grab one of the spears and yank him as close to me as I can and punch him in the face.
Jesus. All right. Well, you have a spear in your hand, and he goes down faster than a sack of potatoes.
I'm gonna look at the other guy and be like, "Come with me."
He looks at you and he goes, "All right. There's no need for that now. Obviously, these guys are really no match
I'm
for you.
pointing to the fucking town hall. I'm just pointing right in that direction.
He walks like very like trotting, like he trots up to the door and he goes in and holds the door for you.
Oh, I'm gonna push him in and I'm gonna be like, "Did you vote this fucker into office?"
He looks over and he sees a fucking half dragon.
No, I'm pointing at the goblin.
No. This is what he's seeing.
Oh, okay.
He looks over and he sees a half dragon and a humanoid shark walking on land. He wets the floor and he looks at the mayor and he says, "Mayor Clavin, are you okay?"
Did you vote him in?
Yes, we voted him in. We love him here.
In a town of bullywugs and knolls, you voted a goblin to run the town.
There's other goblins here.
Get the fuck out of here, and I'm gonna push him out the door.
He slips on the floor and he falls out.
I'm gonna look at a Proby and be like, I don't know what the hell's going on here. You decide what happens next. If you're hungry, eat him.
He'll look back at you guys and says, "Wait a minute. Do not eat me. I run this town. I have good standing with Felix."
I'm gonna
I
grab
figured-
it. I'm gonna grab the paper that he was writing on. What's it say?
It's just daily scribbles of, town issues, things that need to be fixed, carts, wheels, supply
Maybe he doesn't run the
requisitions,
town.
supply requisitions, and stuff like that. His desk is littered with papers and letters, all addressed to Mayor Clavin. He is on the up and up, you guys.
Do you have any credentials?
Oh my god.
Are you actually saying this through a mouth of razor teeth?
He pulls up the mayor's rings, the sigil of Bloorhaven, and it's just a big B, and it's a massive ring on his finger. And he says, "Look, I have the ring."
I mean, that could be stolen. How do I know this is your ring?
Evito at this point's gonna walk over to the mayor's desk and start looking around. Is there like a
I'm gonna
map
take the
of the
ring.
area on the wall or something?
On the back of there's the exact same map printed up that you guys have, and on it there's Bloorhaven and everything else like that.
All right, I'm gonna pull it down. I'm gonna put it on the desk, and I'm gonna grab the mayor by the back of the shirt, plop him down in his desk, scoot his chair in, and I'm gonna say, "Now, show me where these goblins are at."
They're right in front of you.
He points. You see him look. He finds Bloorhaven, and he points directly to the west of him. And he says, "There's a cave there." On the map, you notice that there is a large kind of lake area, and it's surrounded by forests and everything else like that. And he says, "The cave is next to the lake. It's in the mountainside." And then further past that point is a mountainous area.
We are interrogating the shit out of this guy.
He is shaking visibly, like he doesn't know what to do. He was not expecting you guys to interrogate him.
I'm
A Proby
I'm
will fix his chair a little bit. He's gonna pat him down, like on his head, and say like, "You better hope I find goblins in a cave."
I swear they're there. I swear they're making weapons. They're going to overthrow us soon.
How many are there? 5, 6,
20 something.
20 something? We'll
There's
be
a
back
lot.
in an hour.
I think there's someone that leads them. I'm not sure.
Yeah, you don't know a whole lot for a mayor.
I only know about the town. I'm only trying to keep us all safe. And he looks at you guys and he says, "Look at me. I am nothing to you. I am little. There is no way I could defend this town by myself."
Yeah, and your guards suck too.
They are good. They are good guards. They just don't know how to handle you. You are rather large compared to the rest of us.
Yeah, that's what she said.
My friend, we walked right into this town. They're not good guards.
It's a free trading post town. There's no reason that we wouldn't stop you at a gate. There is no reason for a wall. The only reason we have the spiked post fence is because of these goblins.
At this point, Avito's going to sit on the edge of the desk next to the mayor, and he's going to reach down and just kind of pull his arm around him, snug him in close, and just kind of like start straightening his clothes and start talking to the rest of the group. Now, guys, and he's going to straighten the tie out and he's going to dust the shoulders off. Now, he says that the goblins are here. He's going to tap the location on the map. Shouldn't take us more than what, an hour? And he's going to look at the mayor. He's going to say, an hour, right?
And he looks up at you guys and says, "Yes, of course.
He's going to,
Big strong adventurers like you, of course. And you are from the Coldlight Guild, yes?"
yeah, sure. He's going to look back to the rest of the team, and he's going to say, so I say we go over there and we take a look at these goblins. Now, I'd assume you'd like to know who is in charge. And he's going to tap the goblin on the head. So, if any of them should survive, do we bring them back to you? Or do you just want information?
What, to a probie to eat?
Well, I mean, if they should choose to answer questions, it could be the one that gives the most answers doesn't get eaten, or we can just, go down the list depending upon how many of them survived the initial encounter. We can just have a probie eat a couple of them just to set an example.
Sure. Yeah, about an hour. I think so. I think that's good.
So he's going to stand up, smack the mayor slightly roughly on the back, say, see? And just pat him on the back. This won't take long, and I'm sure we'll be well compensated for this. If not, and then he's going to turn back to the mayor and he's going to say, we know where to come.
Anything you find in the caves is yours. I don't want anything. Just please get rid of them.
Splendid. He's going to clap his hands together. Well, boys, you heard it. We have a plundering to do and a killing to do, and maybe a couple questions to be answered if we have time.
He's still shaking in his chair. You can actually see the chair just
Is
rattling.
there like like one of those little bars that's got the little decanters on it?
Like a bourbon or something?
Yeah.
No.
Is there anything nice in the mayor's office?
He has what looks to be a silver candelabra.
You're gonna take the fucking candle holder?
It's about it. I mean, they're a self-sustaining town, but they're not a super wealthy town.
Yeah, I was hoping for a drink, but yeah.
Probably the only thing in there that's worth anything
Is the ring on his finger.
would probably be the ring on his finger.
All right, so I eat the mayor.
No,
Holy
you can't eat the
shit.
mayor.
I'll be looking at a probie and say, let's go eat the other ones first, and then we'll see if you have room for dessert.
We're gonna change the game, guys. We're gonna take over this town.
I'm gonna look at the goblin. I'm gonna be like, you better be here when we get back.
He looks up and says, yes, of course.
Oh my lord. That's the
We're-
name of the episode right there.
I can see it now. Stained
We're
glass
the
window's
best
gonna show us-
representatives.
Stained glass window is going to show us mayor in the background, puddle under his chair.
Yeah. Title of the episode: Friend or Foe. So
my Lord.
you guys walk out of the town hall, successfully scaring the shit out of everybody at this point.
I'm gonna
Because-
look at those two knoll guards. I'm just gonna go like this.
Oh no, they're scattered. They're running, and they've told everybody at this point. And nobody is gonna lock eyes with you. Everybody's gonna clear their way. Like
Oh my God.
They're actually
There's not-
rallying the militia.
you don't know that yet, but maybe. So
Worth it.
you guys head out towards the lake that they told you where the goblin cave was.
Oh, I know what I would have taken from his desk then. I'd have taken just a random sheet of paper, a bottle of ink, and a quill.
I am.
And I would have written down 20 goblins.
I'm gonna look as we're walking. Just some random cloth. I'm gonna look for that.
I mean, there's linens hanging from wires.
Yeah, I'll take some of that.
Okay. You've stolen a child's bed blanket.
Perfect.
Nobody's going to stop you.
Probably not.
I'm going to give you kind of a strange look. But
it's gonna look at you strangely.
It on the blanket it has a hand stitched little picture of a frog on a lily pad.
is there like a tablecloth or something on one of the lines?
Yes, there's a table. There's a
I'm
table.
going to snatch the tablecloth off the line, pull the blanket out of your hand, toss you the tablecloth, and throw the blanket back towards the line.
I'm gonna be like, what the hell? I was gonna use that.
Use that. Come on, have at least a little bit of principle.
We're guild members. We don't have much principle. I'll take the tablecloth.
Well, fine. Have at least a little class.
I don't have class. I'm fucking minotaur.
Hey, I'm a pirate, and I have at least a few rules.
Yeah.
It doesn't take you guys very long to get to the lake that the mayor said the cave was at.
I'm gonna look around the lake. Is there evidence of high foot traffic?
There's a bunch of little tracks all the way around this lake. The water is crystal clear. You could actually see to the bottom of it. It looks just a perfectly normal lake. You notice that all the tracks are leading in the same kind of direction. And it's towards a little like you'll have to go through just a little, like a couple of trees to get to, but there you notice that there's light shining down on what looks like a clearing over to your left.
I'll point to the clearing and say, that looks promising. And I'm gonna start heading that way.
So I can't see nothing in the lake except for like that it's crystal clear, but nothing of interest.
No, there's nothing of interest. I mean, there's fallen trees and stuff that have washed down into it. There's a couple of fish. Nothing big enough to really catch and eat of any interest to any of you. They're like sardines, almost, small fish.
As we walk by the lake, let me pop this up.
Okay. Shape water.
I'm basically
So you can choose an area of water that you see within range.
yeah. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say, "Hey, Aprobi."
And manipulate it in one of the following ways, up to 5 cube or 5 feet in any direction.
Yeah, I'm gonna basically do a shower over him,
Okay.
and I'm gonna say, "Hey, Aprobi, you're looking a little dried out," and I'm gonna rain down on top of him.
Proby, you just got a shower.
Rude, but okay.
I mean, to my
Okay.
knowledge, you haven't been in water for a day, so
I'll hand him the map that is now ruined that he gave me.
I'll look at a Vito and be like, now look what you did. You ruined the map.
I'll look at the map and I'll say, just let it dry out.
Hey, Proby, what's your armor class?
17.
Holy shit. All right. As you guys are sitting there talking, and after the Proby's shower, all of a sudden there comes a spear hurtling its way right between you guys. It's obviously gonna miss, but it flies between you guys, and then hits the water.
I'm gonna look in the direction it came from.
It came from that clearing. There's as you guys notice, you see two goblins standing there. One now with a sword in his hand, and then the other with a spear.
I will pull an arrow and notch it and let it loose.
Is it initiative time?
Yes, please roll initiative.
Right on.
I'll go ahead and roll for these
Man.
two.
Wait a minute.
Did that not go through?
You got
You got a 1.
Ah, hang on.
Oh, that's fucking awesome.
There we go. It wouldn't roll for a second.
Damn.
okay. So it is. It'd be Vito first, and then a Proby, and then Krem.
Dead last.
Nope, actually the goblins are dead last.
Ooh, nice.
They rolled a 1. All right, so Vito, go ahead with your turn.
All right. Hang on. Let me pick something more fun here. Oh, heck, we're going to do this one. He's going to look at the two goblins there, the one with the javelin, and when that comes flying through, he's just going to start stalking towards them. How far away are they?
They're about 20 feet from you guys. They're babbling at you in like black speech.
Okay, fine. Then this is what's going to happen.
What is black speech?
Like thieves
mercenary?
can't.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Okay.
How many times can you do that damn thing?
It's a racial thing. It has no limits.
Okay.
I'm going to link to the one with the javelin, and I'm going to say, that was rude. Now, drop your weapons and surrender or die.
You just hear intruder, get away from us. You know, this is our cave.
They're gonna die.
They're just he's just babbling at you. You know, just speaking, just kind of chaotic. Leave, intruder, da, 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 da.
If he's still babbling at me, I'm going to say, death then. And I'm casting a spell.
No. A stream of acid emanates from you in a line of 30 feet long and 5 feet wide in a direction you must choose. Each creature in the line must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or be covered in acid for the spell's duration, or until a creature uses its action to scrape or wash off the acid, or another creature covered in acid takes 3d4 acid damage at the start of its turns.
Now,
Okay.
are they close enough together where I can hit both of them?
No, they're just 5 feet apart.
All right, then the one with the javelin is getting this body wash.
Okay, so it has to succeed on a dexterity throw.
Yep.
14 or better.
Yep.
So it gets a +2 to its dex. Nah.
Yeah.
He got a face full of acid. Go ahead and roll that damage.
All right.
3d4.
3d4.
Nice.
He takes 13
Oh
damage.
shit! Max.
Almost.
Oh yeah, no, he's gone. He's dead.
Wait a minute, Gareth. You rolled 44, buddy.
Yeah, if I fire it off at a second level or higher, I get an extra.
Nice.
So yeah.
Yeah, that first one just melts into like just a pile of bones.
I'm
His goblin buddy next to him turns and looks at what you just did to him. He turns and he hightails it back to the cave.
I'm sending that message straight into his brain. I'm going to say surrender or die.
He's running back to the cave to what you guys assumed is to tell everybody else.
Well,
I think I can get him.
if you can't, I've got an arrow with his name on it.
I'm gonna charge him, Ian, and I'm going to attack.
He has taken his nimble escape option, where he can take the disengage or hide action as a bonus action on each of its turns. So he's already back to the cave.
It's not his turn though.
Yeah.
He's got you there.
All right, fine.
Yeah.
So he turns to look like he's going to run.
Get him, Mason. Get him.
Then I'm gonna charge him and try and multi-attack him.
Tear him to fucking ribbons.
All right, roll it.
Uh,
I don't think he's got that high of an armor class.
Nope. So that's your bite.
yeah.
You have bit him in the side of the neck, and you hoist him up, and he goes limp. You still feel him twitch just a little bit.
Okay. I'm gonna claw him while he's in my mouth.
That claw attack does not hit.
Okay.
For some reason, you can't figure out how to get a hold of him.
He's going ragdoll on you. You're not used to that.
I'll use extra attack as a 5th level fighter, and I'm gonna multi-attack him again.
Okay.
Yeah, that does it.
You squeeze a little harder, and hey, the last of his blood just drips out down your mouth. Just a pool of black blood is just covered him and you at this point. He's dead. He's
Okay.
Put the arrow away. Oh, well, all right then.
I'm going to pull out that quill, ink vial, and paper, and I'm going to make 2 tally marks next to where I wrote 20 goblins. I'm going to put it away. And I'm going to go look at what's left of these 2 idiots.
I mean, it's just nothing really. I mean, they had, crappy leather armor on, and the one that had the spear, it's just pretty much just a stick and a sharpened rock at this point.
Short sword from the other one. Any good?
No, not really. It's pretty rusted, and it has a big chip in it.
I'm going to heft it up, look at it, and point to it and say, "Weapons, huh?" and toss it. I'll actually toss it over to where the acid is and just let it plop into the line of acid.
It starts to sizzle.
All right, I'm gonna say, so shall we go see what's in the hole?
Let's go.
As you guys walk in to the cave, you notice at the left of the cave, as you walk in, there is what looks to be a shrine. It's basically a post that sticks up and down a T-post up and down with rib bone cages and skulls attached to it.
Anything I recognize?
It's just a goblin symbol to show that there are goblins here in this cave.
Yeah, I'll destroy that.
I'm gonna set my familiar down, and I'm gonna tell him to check ahead for traps.
I mean, he scurries ahead a little bit, and nothing triggers or nothing goes off.
All right, I'm gonna keep him ahead of me,
Okay.
and I'm gonna say, "Let me know if you find anything," and I'm gonna send him ahead. Not to the maximum range that I have for him, just about 20 feet.
Okay.
Small black weasel in a dark tunnel.
I'll pull out my great axe.
So the tunnel, as you guys are walking it, who's the tallest character?
Probably Tim.
Yeah,
I'd say Tim might be the tallest. What height are you, Tim?
9 feet.
Oh, I'm only 7.
Yeah. So Tim, you're going to have to hunch over to come into this cave.
Then the great axe will get put away and the short sword will get pulled out.
As you guys are walking along, Avito, your weasel kind of stops, and it's sniffing around.
And then I'll signal the guys to hold up for just a second.
It'll continue to sniff. Go ahead and roll me a. Let's do insight.
Insight?
Yeah.
All right. A weasel does have advantage on wisdom perception checks that rely on hearing or smell. So you said insight.
Mm-hmm.
Where is insight? There it is. Dot.
Your weasel continues to sniff the air for a minute and then continues on.
Do I get anything from him?
No, he just stopped to sniff the air a little bit more and continue.
All right. I'll press on. Are there any forks or V's on this path, or is it all straight ahead?
From what you guys can tell, it is just straight ahead.
I have a question for you, Ian.
What?
I know that this might be a bit of a fun one, but if I were to use mold earth, could I use it to sense, like, the walls? See if there's something different in the structure of the walls? I'm looking for secret passages or ambush points. Like if I were to just use mold earth to just ripple along the walls. Because technically I can have 2 working at the same time, so I can do the left wall and the right wall at the same time.
I guess since it's not a concentration spell, I guess you could do it on both walls. But it'll, yeah, I guess you could.
All right. I'm going to do that.
As your spell starts to ripple across the walls, you notice one keeps going and then one kind of stops.
I'll hold up for a second, and I'll recast just to make sure it's not a fluke.
No, it goes to a point and then it just stops.
I'm gonna point to that section of wall to let the other guys know that there's something funny with it.
I'll go
Yeah.
look.
Krim, as you round the corner, you are immediately attacked by one of these goblins. He comes swinging down with a scimitar at you.
Initiative or no? Or are we sticking with the same from before?
We'll do initiative in just a second. He's going to swing at you. This is a surprise attack.
Okay.
Because even though you went around that corner, you weren't expecting him to be right there at you.
Sure.
He got a +4, so I don't think a 10 is going to beat your armor class.
No, I have 15.
So he comes swinging down. He didn't expect you to come right around that corner either. He comes swinging down and he banks it off of off the wall, and he looks up at you. Go ahead and everybody do initiative.
Oh, come on.
Hey, you might get him this time.
Maybe. Did I?
No.
Got a 7. What the hell?
All right, hold on. Let me put this in here. So that's actually going to be G first. It is the same. It's the same bloody.
I think I rolled the same too.
Wow. Yeah, you did. What the heck?
Okay, so the first one would be G. So what are you going to do? You are currently... You're behind Krim. So you'll have to move around him to get to the goblin.
Not necessarily. What I'm going to do is I'm simply going to, because I currently am using mold earth, or sorry, let me rephrase that. I'm currently using mold earth, the spell. I am simply going to shift the nature of my spell, and I'm going to pull a 5-foot cube of earth from the ceiling and drop it onto the goblin.
Okay.
I'm dropping a 5-foot cube of rock on top of him.
All right. He is going to react. And try to dodge out of the way with his dex. Oh yeah, he sees it coming and he manages to roll out of the way to the side right before that comes smashing down.
All right. Did he roll towards us?
I doubt that.
Yeah.
Well, hang on. Random selection here.
He just rolled to the side.
Okay, so he's still in the tunnel.
Yeah, no, he's still in the tunnel. The only one that can see right now down that tunnel is Krim. And
What do I see?
Krim, you are currently looking at 3 goblins and something furry.
Okay.
Can't make that out quite just yet because it hasn't come forward yet.
I'm going to, there again, mind link to the goblin, and I'm going to give him the same ultimatum: surrender or die.
Just the same. Intruders killed them all.
I'll say out loud, death then.
He's just, he just repeats it. Death then, death then.
Very well. Turn that was a spell, so.
Okay.
That's all I'm currently going to do.
Then Proby, your turn.
I'm gonna use, I think it's a bonus action. Hold on. Yeah. So I'm gonna use my bonus action to manifest an echo behind him.
Behind what?
The goblin.
You're gonna have to move to see behind him. Because right now behind him is just a wall.
Or can I see an open space next to him?
There's the open space that's like down the hall
Mm,
from where you guys were continuing would continue to walk, and then there's the split V that's off to the down and off to the right. So you can't see past Krim. He's standing at that corner. You can tell there's a goblin there because you can see the feet.
Hmm.
Like
Okay.
I guess I'll just hold my action because Krem's fat ass is in the way.
Get him, Krim.
I'm trying. You
Just trying to
just
draw it out here for you.
give me the go.
Well, you're up next, so you have the go.
Ian's in art class right now.
Yeah, sorry. Okay, so this would be the tunnel that you guys are walking into, and then like there's a V that has split off this way.
Mm,
So then Krem would be standing kind of
Did I load that?
right at the corner where you guys can't
Yeah.
see past him.
So he's kind of just blocking the whole view.
Pretty much.
All right.
Just
That's fine.
tell me when.
Well, it's your turn now.
Okay.
Yeah, it is your turn.
Well, I have 2 attacks per round.
Okay,
So,
you have 3 goblins and a furry thing that's about to come up on you.
well, that one that rolled out of the way, is he within arm's reach?
Yeah, you could reach down and grab him if you wanted
Yeah,
to.
with my unarmed fighting, I'm going to grab him by the throat. I'm just going to go grab him right like that and throw him down the passageway toward his friends.
You're gonna go bowling for goblins.
Yeah, pretty much.
All
Give
right.
me a strength check.
If a goblin can beat a minotaur.
I doubt that.
And I'm gonna roll I'll roll a dex for the other ones.
Fuck me.
So you reach down to grab him, and he's just geez, slow down now.
Hang on. Don't goblins have a minus on strength anyway?
I got the 5.
I was rolling his dex
Okay.
because he's gonna roll out of the way. He's a slippery little guy. So you don't manage to get a hold of him. He has managed to slide out of your way.
Then I'm going to use my second attack and use my short sword to disembowel him or cut him in half.
All right, roll it.
What's his armor class?
15.
15. I just click on short sword, right?
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You hit him.
So damage is 1d6 plus 3.
You should be able to just click short sword in the
Yeah.
actual text box.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Yeah,
Okay.
it says short sword plus 6, like it's
Yeah.
plus 6 to hit. To hit is what I assume that is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So damage is 4. I don't know if it added the plus 3 or not. So
Yeah,
It
you
did.
rolled
You
a-
rolled a 1.
Okay.
Okay, so as you have stuck this goblin in the stomach, and he is doubled over your short sword at the moment. He is just bleeding profusely onto it. He's not quite dead yet, but he's about there.
Okay.
Then the goblins are gonna take their turn. That first one, he's not faring too well. He is because he's on the tip of your sword, so there's not much he's gonna be able to do against you. So we'll just pass on his turn at the moment. The second one behind him, he is wielding a scimitar as well. He's gonna swing. He comes swinging at you.
Negative.
He ends up managing to stab his buddy at the tip of your sword.
I'm just gonna look at him and go, "Ha!"
He ends up killing his own buddy. The one at the end of your sword, he ends up dying off. The next one is gonna come swinging that with his spear at you.
Also a miss.
Also a miss. His spear goes wide, bounces off your armor and into the wall. And then that last thing is going to come running up and jump onto your face.
What is it?
You notice it to be a giant rat.
Ooh, that's delicious.
Yep. He's coming at you. He's going to jump up and try to hit you with a bite attack.
I've got a lovely recipe for blackened rat.
He has a +4 to hit on that.
Nope.
That's 13 + 4. That's a 17.
That sucks.
I'm rolling straight dice here. I'm not rolling like you guys are with your
Fair enough.
additions and stuff. So that's a 13 + 4. So he manages that rat jumps onto your face and he just starts biting the crap out of you. Let's see. The hit is a 1d4 + 2. So that's a 4 damage straight to your face.
4. Okay.
And then we will take it back to G's turn, I believe.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
you notice that Krim has killed one of the goblins. He stabbed him through. One of the other goblins has managed to kill one of his other friends, and a giant rat has now attached itself to Krim's face and is currently biting him.
Not much I can do to the one that's attached to his face at the moment. How wide is this tunnel?
Maybe 7 feet wide.
Perfect. I'm going to grab Krim, considering he currently has a face hugger, and I'm going to step in front and pull him to the rear.
Okay. You are now faced with 2 goblins.
Yeah, I'm okay with this. We are going to do Ninjiba. I'm opening my mouth and I'm letting them know that death's on the way.
Okay.
Wow.
Down that tunnel, I am exhaling a 15-foot cone.
I'm not even going to roll a
necrosis.
dexterity saving throw because they're not going to be able to roll out. Because this tunnel offshoot is only 5 feet wide.
Oh, so they're bottlenecked.
Yeah, they've managed to bottleneck themselves. So go ahead and roll your damage.
Let's see, what is it?
What kind of breath weapon is it? Fire?
No, this is necrotic.
Oh, God.
So basically, where the first guy I hit got, that scene from Gremlins where he gets melted into a puddle of goo? Yeah, you get to watch these guys just rot.
Wow, that's awesome.
Is it 6?
6.
I'll give it to you. They both just start melting. Both of those goblins are also dead now.
And at that point, I'm going to look and I'm going to say, Avito, can you help with the rat?
That rat is continuing to just tear your face up and just
I'm
scratch,
gonna
scratch.
yank it off.
Well, it's
It is Vito's turn.
yeah,
Or Proby's turn.
Proby's turn. Yeah,
Could I reach the rat?
I mean, he's closer to you now. Yeah.
Yeah, Krim is in the middle of you two. You could easily reach up and try to grab the rat.
I'm going to attack the rat.
Well, it's still on your face.
Does a 16 hit?
Yeah, 16. Are you trying to bite him?
Yeah. So what you'll see,
Holy
Graham, is if you're looking,
Yes.
is a Proby is going to grab your shoulders, and then he's going to go in for basically a kiss. But
I'm gonna be like,
with
whoa, whoa,
much
whoa,
more
wait,
teeth.
wait a minute.
You're gonna hear a horrifying crunch, and your face is gonna be sprayed with hot blood. And
Holy God.
you won't know if it's your face or the rat got bit.
Yeah, so Proby bites into this giant rat and just starts crunching down on it, and blood starts spurting out of it. It lands on both of your faces.
Oh my Lord.
The rat is not quite dead yet, but it's still squirming and moving around in your mouth.
Well,
Krem, it is your turn. He has just pulled this rat
haven't
off of your
finished.
face.
Yeah, he's still got more attacks.
Fuck you and your attacks.
That rat's dead. Fuck that rat.
I still technically have another claw attack, and then I could take another attack.
Well, go ahead and do it.
And then another attack, and then another. Yeah, he's dead. All right.
Right on. Done.
Can I eat him?
You spill the rat guts onto the floor right in front of you and Krem. He stops squirming, and I guess if you want to eat him, you can.
Damn.
I'm gonna swallow.
All right. I'm gonna there again pull out the paper, make 3 more check marks up for the goblins, put it away, and then I'm gonna check the goblins.
You guys notice that as he swallows, the tail ends. It goes last, and he just slurps it up like a noodle.
Ugh.
I'm gonna mutter under my breath. You point them head first, that way they know which way to go.
As for checking goblins or whatever, 2 of them and their equipment are all completely disintegrated. The one that is at the end of Krem's sword has nothing of value on it.
No.
If you guys want to do, or sorry, if Vito wants to do a quick perception check.
Yeah, I'll do one. Yeah, perception.
So you notice that the scimitar, not a short sword, but a scimitar, has is what this goblin dropped.
What's the quality on it?
It's much better than the rusted POS that was held by the other goblin outside.
I'm gonna pick it up and I'll show it to Krem first, and I'm gonna say, "Hey, this is better quality."
The hell am I gonna do with that?
It's still beat up steel. It's not like quite perfect just yet, but it is not. It's not rusted, and it is actually sharp.
Well, he did say they were making weapons.
I'll say, "Yeah, this is better than that stone on a stick and freaking rusted junk that was up top." So, the hall might get better.
You guys start to hear music flow through the halls. We will call it there.
Perfect.